All right, I guess I'm just stuck. So, how's everybody doing? I'm gonna try not to stay on here too long because I'm tired and I took medicine for this surgery and it's starting to mess with me. So, yeah, I just find it weird that we have problems out here that are imminent, like something I just put in the Jumbotron, where people want to have 18-hour spaces about a man they've never met, which I've never understood this. Like they're actively right now putting up crime bills. They're forwardly telling us the crime bill is coming, and instead of focusing on that, you're focused on this man. And I was gonna go in on them, but then I was in Tariq's space just now, and he made a good point. Don't even say anything to him. So I just figured I'll just turn this into a political room and hopefully outline for these idiots who want to sit up here and talk about how he scams and all this and not even realize that they're being scammed because their vote are their votes are the reason why we're in the position that we're in right now. So basically what I put in the Jumbotron just now is this was back in July, Biden asking Congress for $37 billion to fight crime and another 5 billion out of that to create programs to stop the violence, which we all know doesn't work. We already know this because when they all programs do are just weaken the defenses of the neighborhood, so more cops can come in, so more people can do what they need to do. So things like this, especially stuff that's going on in Atlanta, that rapper that got killed today in LA. I mean, we got bigger problems right now with damn near 2 months to go with this election, with these midterms, and they're worrying about what some guy 3,000 miles away or however far he is from them says online about their lineage. So honestly, I need someone to explain this to me before I get into the politics stuff. Like, what is the problem? Like, what did he do? I'm not in here. I don't follow it like that. When he has rooms, I'm usually not in them, so I don't know what's being said. But the fact that I spent the entire weekend recuperating, going up and down my timeline with all the mutuals, and I keep seeing the same room, part one, part two, part three, going on for 6, 7, 8 hours. That's disturbing. And I'm pretty sure nothing positive was coming out of them spaces. So I need someone to explain this to me. Like, what did this man do? Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe somebody can tell me. Please. Go ahead, free Ray Drug.
So, kid, hopefully you can hear me good. Uh, I ain't got my number one headphones in. I got like my number two, my spy headphones in. So really, I believe what I think is yeah, he heard their feelings a lot. He heard a lot of their feelings. He he hitting them where they ain't never been hit before, and that shit hard to get used to, especially if you ain't you wasn't groomed up here up this way. And also I feel like a lot of first generation they go above and beyond to try to like put on for their country, and it's like, okay, you going hard for your country, but if you stay away from that country, long enough, you know they're not going to accept you. So that's kind of a going to war, going to battle, quote unquote, with the likes of Nasheed. I guess that's like bringing the trophy back or saying I'm down for the cause. But ultimately, I believe he hurt a lot of feelings. He punched a lot of these guys and these girls. He punched a lot of them well. They ain't never been hit before, and they just don't really know how to recover. And it takes time. Hence 10 hours, 18 hours, 20-hour lives. So I don't really know how my headphones coming out, so I'm gonna fall back for right now in case you heard me or you didn't hear me. I gotta repeat something.
I heard everything you said. And here's my thing. I grew up just like they grew up. I know FBA, and I got roasted. Guess what? I got over it, and I roasted them back. And they respect that. If you stand 10 toes down and you don't take that abuse, they will fuck with you. And I don't understand how they never learned this lesson. That's how life is. Everybody gonna test you. And how you answer that test is how people gonna deal with you. So the way I'm seeing it, all these people mad at this man never want to fight in their life. And it's annoying now because there's no reason why, as a black person, what we have against us right now, what this government is actively doing that you can see every day, you're worried about a black man who black folks gave money for a museum. That's your number one concern. Two, you think he's scamming. Three, he didn't change his name from some regular black person's name to something that sounds, I don't know, Middle Eastern or whatever, and that pisses you off. Instead of educating your people about how now that this white devil is in the ground and the monarchy is weakened, you don't go ask for reparations for your country. That just escapes your purview. You got your people on film crying, falling out over this woman, and y'all not condemning it. Y'all doing 6 hour streams about a man who gets some money and have 2,000 people in a room. That shit, I can't get I can't get around my head with that. I can't. And I was hoping some of them would come over and try to explain it to me because maybe they can say it from a different perspective. But all I see is African booty scratcher. That's all I see. They this upset over 3 words that came out 40 years ago, and they're still upset over it. So somebody again got. I appreciate you telling me about this, but one of them got to tell me. So if you know any of these idiots, tell them to get over here and explain this to me. Maybe I'm not seeing it.
But to be honest with you, I don't think nobody gonna show. I'm talking about like from that side of the fence. I don't really think none of them gonna show. And another thing that I touch on, a lot of a lot of Jesscoms, a lot of Jesscoms, you never was B1. You always was self one. You came for yourself. You came to America for you and yourself. You and yourself only because half of the people or some of the people, you don't even send money back home to help your other people out. You don't send no money home. You help yourself out. Um, Me and you, Kid Gravity, we can call down to Jamaica and talk to some family members, and they'll talk bad on such and such who ain't looked bad since he got up here. I mean, you both know that that's the truth. But a lot of these people, when they come, I don't know why they're so offended. And it's like, well, this is more so in a black space, or a black movement, and you never was really on that. You never was, and for some reason you were offended. But I kind of know why they're offended. You can't ride the wave no more. You can't ride the shoulders no more. So that's another thing I wanted to touch on. A lot of these guys, they are for self. When they came to this country, they came for their pockets only. They didn't come for nothing else. So I'm gonna fall back again, kid.
Yeah, I mean, look, my parents came up here for a better life. They ain't meet each other for about 10 years, and then I came through. Okay, they did what they had to do. But my thing is this: you can't you come to this country. You knew what was going on in the '80s. You knew how the government got down. You still didn't adjust yourself. Okay, fine. You were just getting your feet wet. Cool. '90s come when the last great era before this one of black folks on code. Doesn't matter where you're from. Black folk were on code. Yes, we still had the coons out there, but for the most part, most of us were on code. You still come with that mentality that you better than everybody else. Okay, you kept it under wraps. Cool. 2000s come now. Everybody with the social media, so you know people love to have diarrhea in the mouth and Twitter fingers and all this. You just start talking. Now you understand that people are listening to really to what you're saying and they're not feeling it. Okay, that's cool. You can have your thoughts. That's fine. I'm not telling you not to. But when you actively try to, number one, y'all not a group. I don't know why people keep saying y'all a group. Y'all are not a group. Because if I ran up to a whole bunch of Jamaicans and say y'all a group, tell me we ain't no group. We just Jamaican. But the fact they want y'all to be a group because they want the government in y'all business because they want to be the one that they took y'all down. But again, we have so many problems that we have to overcome in this country. You worrying about what another black man is doing that's not actively harming you. I could see if Tariq was coming around and every other day he found another one in the non-FBA and was just slapping them in the face. I could understand that. Or they had a YouTube channel and they were doing what they were doing, saying what they were saying, and he came in and told everybody, hey, go flag the channel. I could understand you have hate. This man's not bothering you. There's something about that man you don't like, and instead of not consuming his content, you either enter the room, don't purport yourself well, to at least make him look stupid. You could be the one to make him look stupid. None of y'all can do it. So you change your strategy and do 6 to 12 hour streams about this man and be pussies and not even record it because you know what would happen if you recorded it. You can't run from your statements. And now here we are, like I said, 2 months away from these midterms. And instead of worrying about, they have fucking laws in 6 countries, in 6 states right now. They could actively bring back slavery. Y'all not talking to your people about that. You talking to your people about Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, and all these other people that you don't like. And some of these people that are talking live in them states that this slavery bill is up for grabs in November. That's what really pissed me off about this whole thing. Because no matter how much we talk and try to educate them, they come in with the dumb shit. And I know some of y'all say, hey, they might be paid. I don't think they're paid. I think they're assholes. Because they really think their flag gonna save them when these white folks start locking them in chains next to FBA. You're going to be a nigger just like them. And I need them to understand this. So again, if you know any of these assholes, tag them in this room. I need them to explain to me why y'all not teaching your people how to look forward and save your life. You worrying about a black man, they ain't gonna save you. He ain't Jesus. He ain't God. He ain't Muhammad. He ain't Allah. So I need somebody to explain this to me. Because as a non-FBA person, I'm really starting to get ashamed. And if I really go on my channel, they're gonna end up shutting it down because I'm gonna start saying some really harsh truths out here. I've already done it with the Jamaicans and the Haitians. I will go in on everybody. I don't care. I have a future I need to protect. And if you're not going to help me, then I'm going to make sure that people know you're not going to help, and I'm going to get you out the way. That's all I got to say.
What I'll say is love, like you said, in the 80s and 90s, it used to be love, but the late 90s and 2000s, the shit switched. But you're right, it's more pressing issues, and some people just don't want to get on board with that.
Wait, say that last part again.
I said it's more pressing issues and more important issues, and people seem to get on board with that. And I'm being nice when I say people.
I mean, that's fact. I mean, dude, they're about to. Do they understand July 1st? There's legislation right now that says that stupid Bell Biv DeVoe shot is going to be mandatory for everybody in the country if the Republicans don't win. The Democrats are going to push that forward. You gonna have to take it. Y'all don't understand what's going on out here. I'm not saying y'all. I'm saying these idiots. They don't understand what's going on out here. And when the shit happens, they're always the last ones to find out, and then they're scrambling. No, I'm gonna stop talking for BW. Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to ask you a question. Did you say something about slavery or something? I'm going to be on the ballot or something?
Yes, ma'am. 6 states right now, I believe Alabama, Tennessee, Vermont, and like 3 other states. They have legislation where they can bring back active slavery.
Really? Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
These people
Yes,
really
ma'am.
trying to mess us
I
up.
talked about it on Saturday briefly. I'm still looking into it, but yeah, it's not even for prison. Like they can actively take you
I
off the
don't
street and
get
put
it.
you in slavery.
Why would they come up? Oh my God. Why would they come up with something like that anyway? What? I mean, I don't
Well, here's
understand.
here's the thing. It's technically on the books. It's just it's the Constitution forbids it, but it forbids it on a federal level. It doesn't forbid it on a state level.
Wow.
So like I said, I touched on it briefly on my live stream on Saturday. Like there's 6 states right now that they can act if after the midterms they get the right people in, they can essentially take you off the street for a minor crime and put you in slavery. Not even in the prison system. So you won't even be a number. You'll be gone.
Okay. So I know that you say that you're Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk to your Jamaican culture, do you tell them what's going on, or do they believe it, or they don't care?
Here's the thing. Well, okay. So Saturday I did a live stream for almost 4 hours talking to Jamaica because I saw way too many videos of Jamaicans falling out over this queen. And I said, okay, guys, this is your moment where you need to go up to Buckingham Palace and go get your reparations. That woman and her family and her lineage, that damn crown took $500 billion out of that country since the 1600s. Go get that money. No, they want to be on film in they houses falling out over this woman. Y'all call her the Queen of Jamaica. How is that possible? And when she comes down to that island, she never held the flag one time. How is she the Queen of Jamaica? And all y'all standing outside on them dirt roads with your flags out trying to touch it.
Okay, so from uh why do other cultures, I mean, like Jamaicans and Africans, since Jamaican is your culture,
Mm-hmm.
why do they have so much beef for Foundation Black Americans? I don't understand it.
Okay, they have so much beef because they feel as though they come from a cult. Okay, now I grew up with both sides. I grew up with the Caribbeans and I grew up with the FBAs. For some reason, Caribbean people think FBAs and Black Americans, they're the degenerates of the world. I don't know where it came from. It might have started in the 80s with the crack era. That's where I think that a lot of it started because that's when a lot of the immigration was happening. So you would get all these, I won't really say poor, but these Caribbean and African people who came to America, like right out of the black exploitation era. They see how America is. They're like, okay, we can come here for a new life because there's nothing going on over there. Okay, that's fine. Nobody's saying you can't do that. But then you go first into the neighborhoods where these black people are, and if you're seeing a certain image, you especially with the propaganda that they were running through the 70s. I mean, Hoover and the FBI were complicit with that. They would go around the world sending images of like Harlem and Brooklyn, all the burnt out buildings and everything, and everybody in the world saw it. So they already came in with a bad perception of you guys. So then they start working hard and they say, I don't want to be like that because I just left it. I don't want to do it. So then they start getting noticed by white folks, and then they start getting this perception like, well, if they just did what we did, hey, we can go, they can be at our level. So then they start getting all the benefits and anything. Then they start getting this attitude like they're the ultimate black person.
Well, you
So
know,
the shit gets annoying, and then what makes it worse is instead of keeping that between you and the older generation, you start teaching the kids that. Now they coming out with that attitude. And
right,
they're even worse because y'all fools were born here.
right,
So
right.
y'all know better. You go to school with these people. You know who's who. You know who to stay away from. And of course, the parents tell them stay away from Black Americans because they're gonna get you in them gangs and they're gonna get you on drugs and all this. And a lot of them like the fact that you're a foreign Black person. They like your accent, so they go on hit you up and all this. And they see you as the exotic person, and this, that, and the third. And that was the wrong attitude to have.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like I don't know. I have tried to be. I mean, I had talked to. I don't know. I find people from other cultures. They have a lot of scamming personality. That's my experience
Mm.
because I had talked to
And
this
they don't
Jamaican.
listen. The '80s, the Jamaicans were some of the biggest scammers ever.
Right. That's what I was getting to.
Them green card scammers, boy.
This. I was talking to this Jamaican guy.
Mm-hmm.
He had all kinds of stories because I've been through all that, so I didn't fall for it. But from a lady who probably was younger, didn't know no better, he would have played her. But it's just like they come with the smooth talking and telling you what you want to hear.
You mean Dexter
I'm
and them?
like, I've been through that, so I know better. So
You mean Dexter and them?
say that again.
You mean Dexter and them? They show up with their dreadlocks and they start that smooth talking.
No, no. Well, no, I don't know. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that, but it was. I have seen some of them because but see, when a lot of women when they're younger, they fall for that mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because my niece, she married a Jamaican, but I believe in my heart and soul, but she never told you. I believe he married her for citizenship.
Yeah.
I do. And she had 2 kids about, they're not together anymore, but I believe that's what it was.
I remember too. A lot of that was before they changed the rule. Like because you could when back I know back in the day if you got married that quick, like you would be an instant citizen before they changed it, and you had to be here 5 years before they let you take the test.
Well, her kids is older now. They're like teenagers, right? So I don't know when if the law was passed or not, but I just believe that because I found out, I'm not going to say it's just Jamaicans because guys do it. And he got another woman down the street that he living with, got another woman pregnant. Like, but they're not together no more.
Yeah.
But it's like they just smooth talkers.
Yeah. I mean
That's my experience.
That's unfortunately. I mean, people, the people like that accent, and people like that something that's different. It attracts them. But my whole thing is this. I mean, they can't say nothing to me because I've been sitting here for the last 2 months going in on Jamaicans because I need them to wake up.
Also
y'all have more of a legitimate claim to reparations from UK than any other country out there.
Yeah, I guess it's. I also had bad experience with Africans too. It's like everybody is scamming. Like what the hell? And then got the nerve to ask me for money. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. So they really think people is stupid. Maybe they deal with white women or something, but they will ask you because they have a scamming personality.
Yeah, see, like I just went on Twitter now. See, here we go. We have another example. Nicki Minaj running her mouth. That's the Caribbean. She gonna go in on this man that just died.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, he got killed at a Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. Why'd you have to bring that up in your tweet? Why couldn't you just say rest in peace? That's the
Yeah.
shit. That's the shit y'all talking about. There was no reason for you to say that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But I'm just done with people from the continent because
That's fine.
they
I'm not.
disrespectful. First of all, they very because I had supported. You know how black people really support everybody, and we shouldn't do that. Okay, I've been to hair braiders; they're very rude. I stopped going to them. Also, went to a chiropractor. He was African.
Mm-mm.
He was very rude to me. So that drew the line for me. I'm done with them.
No,
They're like,
look,
what you
I
acting
mean,
like
look.
that towards her?
I've told people on my platform. I told people in these Twitter spaces. I told people in other Twitter spaces. I respect the fact that you guys are doing it. Do that. Y'all need to establish your identity, especially with this government, because this government is linking every black person in this country as one.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys have to make sure somehow, some way, to get on the books that you
Right.
guys are the established black people in this country. Everybody else is 2, 3, 4.
Right. This lady said something about I don't know, I didn't get her information to follow her. She was telling me about a census paper where I guess that's helping you to identify your lineage,
Yeah,
who
I
you
mean,
want to be.
well, I think she was saying on the census, on especially the 2021, they asked you because I was in New York when they came around. They basically ask you. They'll ask you if you're black, but then they'll ask you like, where's your family from?
Oh, okay.
So like they'll
Well, she
have
was saying that
Jamaican and
today, so
Haitian
I'm
and all
thinking
that
this is
on there.
something new. I don't know.
The fact,
She had mentioned that today earlier.
yeah, they're doing that on the census now. They're trying to see how many FBAs are in each city.
So, okay, then they already, you said, when is the census?
The last one was
Done?
2020. I think they do it every 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
But yeah, I mean, you can find a copy of it online. You can like look at the question, like right under where it says race. They'll like have a line. They'll say, "Oh, where's your family from?" Or they'll have boxes. They'll have like Trinidadian, Jamaican, Haitian, um,
yeah, I think
Grenadian,
that
things
that
like that.
definitely need to be separated because everybody doing their own thing, and we
Mhm.
definitely need to be separated.
Yeah. I mean, until you guys get everything established, and then y'all can make that decision if you want to stay as your own little enclave, because apparently they do it and y'all don't give a fuck. Or do y'all want to say, okay, we got our house in order, we're gonna slowly open the door, but y'all gonna go through the turnstile and pay a tax if you want to delve into our culture.
Yeah.
So the ball's in y'all court, and like I said, I support y'all on doing that because I'm trying to get Jamaica to do that as well. Because now you're seeing the Bahamas have a problem with Haitians. You don't we got a problem down in Jamaica with the Mexicans and the Chinese. They need to get that in order first before
Well,
we
you got
worry
a
about
problem
what the
up
hell
here
y'all
with
doing up
Mexicans.
here.
We got a problem up here with Mexicans. At least Foundation Black
No, what I'm
Americans
saying
do.
is the Mexicans, see, here's the thing with you guys. You guys still have enough power to keep the Mexicans at bay. That's why the government's going so hard right now.
Right. The Mexicans, and see, but my problem is that a lot of these politicians are supporting a lot of Latinos and Mexicans, a lot of
Because they're easy
immigrants.
votes, but what a lot of these politicians are finding out is a lot of these Mexicans are conservatives. A lot of them are coming over there with their young families.
Right.
They're already in conservative mindsets. You're not going to turn them. So they have to try to get the ones that are like teenage age that you can turn into Democrats. So that's their plan right now. They're trying to see how many they can bring in to see how much work they're going to have to do. But with Jamaica, you're getting straight Mexicans over there. And they're coming with the money because Mexico has more money than Jamaica right now. A lot of people don't want to report that. And they're buying shit up with the Chinese and with the Arabs. And the Jamaicans are actively selling off the little bit of assets they have. They just gave away the goddamn biggest port on the island to the damn Chinese for 50 years when Jamaicans shouldn't be running that. So they're gonna get stepped on every import and export.
Foundation Black America do the same thing. Really think about it, because every time any one of us built some real wealth, here come the white man.
Yeah, but see, when
They
you guys get
lurk.
the reparations, you can limit that.
Right, I know, but we need to have that mindset, but we don't.
Right.
We so focused on money, right? We don't know how to actually build the wealth, pass it down to our family. And know this white person is lurking, trying to take what you got because they don't want us to succeed. So
Well,
just like,
I would give you guys a lot more credit than that. Because
well, that's
a
what
lot of y'all
always
have come
happens.
from a lot of y'all have come from generations of families that had their own farms, their own businesses. Hell, some
Right.
of them own their own towns. So the blueprint's there. You guys know a lot of y'all. See, that's why I fuck with y'all, because a lot of y'all know your history. A lot of us down in the Caribbean don't know our history.
That's true.
We know from the plantation to the present day. That's all we know.
Right.
Until,
Well,
because a lot of those countries don't keep records. So unless you have it somewhere in a Bible somewhere, your family history is lost.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
and again, a lot of with how poor it is down there, a lot of those family members just don't survive. So you lose out on that knowledge. Like, it took me years to find out that my grandmother had a little bit of Asian in her, and she was a drug dealer. I found this out years later. Like, my grandfather on my father's side ran the drug trade in the town. He died. He took it over.
Mm.
So, I mean, things like that. At least, like I said, at least you guys have historical records to fall back on. That's my legacy. I mean, that's all I'm saying. When shit like this is the reason why we get laughed all over the world. Because everybody else is planning 6 months to 6 years ahead, and we're planning 6 days to 6 weeks ahead. And the game done already changed the next day. We're not being progressive. We're being reactive, not proactive. And spaces like you sitting there 18 hours when you have hundreds of people in there, y'all can really get some stuff done. Y'all worrying about black men that you'll probably never meet.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, hell, I saw that room and I looked at some of the people in there. They're from Atlanta. I'm living in Atlanta. They talking about voting for Stacey Abrams and all this. I'm like, do you realize this bitch is gonna sit up here and put more cops on the street? They're actively building a goddamn cop training ground literally 10 minutes from where I live. You're going to have more cops in Atlanta. You don't need more cops in Atlanta. They got enough.
Right. And she's supporting immigrations too. I thought
Yeah.
people was going against her, but she's supporting immigration
Yeah,
heavy.
everything is immigration with this woman talking about, oh, if you're an immigrant with no papers, you should be able to pay in-state tuition. What? How?
Right. She wanted them to go to school for free or something, right?
Yeah, like they have the free pre-K program down here. No papers, but you supposed to go for free, but I got to pay my tax dollars on that.
Right.
Then she's like, oh well, immigrants pay taxes too. I'm like, you dumb. Most of them get paid off the books. I know this. I work in the restaurant trade. Most of them get paid off the books. Most of them will just take your green card and put you on, and they'll still mess with the taxes a little bit. It'll help save the business stuff. It'll help save them money, and they keep their money in cash, so they're not even declaring it.
Mm. Well, I
They're
don't
sending
know.
away $34 billion a year back to Mexico. But I have Stacey Abrams actively right now telling you if he gets in as governor, he's going to shut down the nightlife in Atlanta.
So I thought a lot of people was against her, but you said a lot of people
No, they
for
are.
her.
No, they are. There's a lot of
Oh,
people
okay.
that don't like her, but these are the idiots that were in that room. That talk
Oh,
about, oh yeah, we got to vote Stacey in because Kemp's a white supremacist. I'm like, guess what? That white supremacist right now got the gas down. Gas is $3.30 right now. Y'all were
She
paying
said,
$4 2 months ago.
why did they say they wanted to support her because of what? White supremacy.
Yeah, they said because Kemp's a white supremacist.
She's going to cancel white supremacy?
No, she's going to cancel the fact that Atlanta, which makes money off nightlife, there's not going to be any nightlife in Atlanta anymore. Everything's going to shut down by 11:30.
Oh,
So all many clubs that everybody likes to come down here, everybody want to party down here, ain't going to be Atlanta no more. And
oh,
all them black businesses that thrive off that are going to have to sell their businesses. Those buildings are going to go away for a song, and all these other groups like the AAPI that she runs with buy that up, and then Atlanta ain't going to be black no more.
yeah, it's going that way now. It's just a mess. But I blame that a lot on the Foundation Black America. They just, to me, they just let anything fly, and then later on, when they done damaged us, then you want to say something when you should never let it go from the beginning. We need to.
I can't blame FBA on that. That's a lot of immigrants doing that shit.
Well,
I can't
yeah,
blame them
I
for that
guess.
because y'all been fighting this thing for damn near 100 years. It's like I understand when people like Tariq and Jason Black say when these immigrants come, they rely more with the white supremacists than people that look like them because they
Yeah,
think that the white supremacists are going to get them farther. Like, do you understand how many Jamaicans were celebrating that nurse that took the first vaccine? They were actively celebrating this woman like she did something important.
was she? What was she? I didn't see it. Was she white?
No, she was Jamaican.
Oh, she was Jamaican.
Yeah, up in New York, in Long Island Jewish. I remember watching the story. I'm like, why are y'all praising this woman?
Because she took the vaccine?
She took the very first one.
Wow.
So she got a whole congressional medal from Biden this past year. A medal of, what are they called? Medal of Freedom, Medal of Heroism. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yeah. Mm.
But there's a crime bill right now on his desk that he can sign, which he's going to sign either by the midterms or in between the time he has to go declare that he's going to run again.
To
But that's
Biden?
what y'all care about Tariq Nasheed that much.
I don't think Biden gonna make it this time. Because we're not the only.
Man, if he pulls out that crime bill, he wins. I'm telling you right now.
I think too, I just don't think he's gonna win again. Reason why? Because we're not the only one don't want him in office.
I understand
Some
that, but again, the problem is he has the crime bill in his back pocket. He's going to win on that because he's going to get the white conservatives to get on his side. That's what he needs.
yeah, but a lot of people have concerns about so many immigrants coming over here too, and not just
He's not
Foundation
going to
Black
police the
America.
immigrants with that. He's going to police Negroes. And that's one thing that that him and the white conservatives can agree on. You need to police those Negroes.
Mm.
Trust and believe. When he drops that crime bill, you're going to see all those white conservative channels that hate him say that, you know what? He actually got something right. Crime is out of control. They're not talking about crime with the fentanyl and all that. They're talking about the crime with black folks just knocking off the cops. Black folks running lights, riding nerves, any little thing. Any little thing to put us in the jail so they don't have to deal with it.
All right.
But people in the new black media is a problem because we have a following. We're the problem. Because Tariq actively roasts people doing stuff on video. That 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 right there makes you upset. Not the fact that you had not one, not two, but three Africans this past year get killed by white folk, and none of y'all said a word. That didn't bother you. Y'all weren't in front of y'all's courthouses making sure that white girl, Courtney Taylor, was in jail the next day. He got to be free for 3 months. But you're worried about Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah. They have too much hatred towards us. They don't think about nothing else but try to get rid of us. I don't know, but they need to change that mindset.
No, the
We
mindset
go
you're gonna change it for 'em when y'all get y'all reparations and leave them alone. They gonna be in their own little circle, and who's gonna be surrounded by them? Number white supremacists who gonna
and
turn
then
on
they
that.
gonna show you. They gonna show you how they is.
Oh, them white supremacists, damn man, they've already done it. I've been watching some of these black YouTube channels that be kissing what conservative. They be kissing them white asses. They starting to turn on them. It's not you don't. It's not like huge where it would like trend, but you can see it.
Yeah, they should have
Like
learned.
I'm starting to see them put the N word in their channel.
I mean, I think they haven't learned nothing yet. When the guy went out and no black person, Foundation Black America, never went in no woods with no white man talking about hunting. See, they don't want to take our advice. Uh,
No,
he
no,
go,
let them take it. Let them take it or not, because guess what? White supremacy is gonna make they're gonna make the decision for them,
yeah. So
and that's the worst thing you can do. Is have a white man or a white woman dictate how you move.
yeah, well,
If this rapper getting killed today didn't wake you up, I don't know what's gonna wake them up.
I didn't get the full story for that. I listened a little bit on Tariq's space, but I
So
got in
apparently
on
he went
the
out
end.
to LA, didn't check in with nobody, went to the wrong restaurant in the wrong town, flossing. His girl put up where they were with the location, and the op came and got him. That's how I heard it.
Oh, yeah, well,
But then I guarantee by tomorrow, I don't even know if he was FDA or not. But if he was, I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be some non FDA making a joke about it, just like Nicki Minaj just did, making fun of chicken and waffles.
mm.
Basically saying he died over chicken and waffles. That's what she's allegedly saying.
She,
I'm
these
just saying.
celebrities, I don't pay no attention to them. They'll say anything. Only thing they care about is money and nobody else. They're very selfish.
I'm about to put the tweet in the room so everybody can see it, just so y'all know I'm not lying. He wrote this. Like, is she serious? This was the same chick who a lot of us defended when Joy Reid was going after her, and then she went right back 3 days later cleaning. I took my L on that. I said, I ain't defending this chick ever again in life. And that was the day where I started really looking and seeing how a lot of Caribbean people move.
So
Like,
they don't
when you're
listen to
Caribbean,
you.
you still want to give them a little bit of leeway, but after that, nah.
So they don't listen to you either.
Okay, I'll say this. I did a video about this Jamaican girl who tried to disrespect Black Americans. I got a lot of views on it. I still had Jamaicans come up in there telling me that he ain't saying nothing wrong.
Oh,
I did a video about Haitians trying to say y'all ain't have no culture. I have Haitians come up in there and tell me I was wrong for saying something, and I'm making fun of their culture. And all I did in there was do a little bit of Creole that I found on Google, but they said I was making fun of their culture.
mm.
I spent 2 months, like I said, trying to get Jamaicans right and tell them to get off of it. Enough with the tribalism bullshit. They don't want to listen. Cool. I'm trying to find the ones that are on code so we can move forward. They're out there. They just, for some reason, either they're hiding because they get shouted down or they just don't want to come forward. I don't know what it is, but if you want your country to move forward, you gotta put the first step forward. You can't wait for FDA to start talking about reparations, then you start talking about it, and then you stop. You put out legislation in March. Everybody was on your side, and then it just disappeared. Now that this woman's dead, you don't bring it back up.
Mm. Well,
You have about 6 to 7 countries that took money out of your ancestors now, and you don't go get that money. But when Black Americans say, "Hey, the government owes us a blood debt because they profited off slavery," they're wrong. You can't. It's how does the two work? Then I got these immigrant kids talking about, oh, without financial literacy, hey, they couldn't get these checks. Like, who the hell are you to tell them what they're gonna do with their money? That's not your place. If somebody give you money, you do what you want with it. If you want to give it back to the white man, give it back to him. If you want to keep it, put it in your panties, put it in your panties. That's your.
to me, they sound like white people. That's the why
They're
white
white
people say.
folk. No, you know what it is? They've been raised around white folk in a nice school, had own white friends, and they don't know how to be black. That's what it is. Because a lot of these kids go into college thinking they black. You're not black. You never lived your life as a black person. You lived your life as a person.
You
Because
know,
every time you talk to one of them and you tell them, hey, yeah, I grew up in the hood. You could see their brain flicker. They're like, I don't understand what that means.
I had seen this video on YouTube where they was talking about reparations, and they were saying, should we get reparations? I think it was just the black people was the mainly one said we should get it, right?
You talking about the
And so,
Jubilee video?
that what
The Jubilee video?
I think so. It was a younger black
Yeah, I
guy.
did that. I
He
did
was
that video on
saying no.
Saturday. I did that video on Saturday. I went off on that kick that said financial literacy. I said you
Right,
must be
like
you
because he
must
was
be the you
raised
must be the
around white
daughter of an
people. That's
immigrant.
why he thought like that.
Like,
They
how is a
probably
Jewish man the only one on code?
he the one told the people Jewish people got reparation. They still getting it as today.
He said
You
the only
know,
thing I didn't agree with him on was he said I don't know how they're getting it. I'm like, good, that's not your fight. But how is the Jewish guy the only one that understands?
right? But that
So you
black
got
lady, she
biracial people
spoke
talking
up.
talking about programs. What programs don't work, man? Go read a book sometime. Programs don't work unless they're actively going to try to stop black.
Yeah. And then he was saying, then when people convinced him that we should get it, that young lady did, the other lady did rather. And then he said, well, okay, well, maybe they should give them cash. What they gonna do with the money? He
Who
don't feel they should
cares?
get,
Who
start
cares?
asking questions like that. Just stupid.
Because they don't want, again, okay. If they gave out reparations tomorrow, you guys would be the number 2 economy on the or the number 4 in the world. They don't want that. You understand you guys' GDP would rival places like Japan and what you call it in Australia, in the UK. You guys could actually take your money overseas and do damage. They don't want that.
Yeah, I know they're afraid for us to get money because they know we is powerful when we get some money.
Y'all would buy all the damn rest of the land in this country. Bill Gates would be out of he'd be out of some shit. Black farming. Do you understand what the black farming industry would look like if y'all had reparations tomorrow?
I already know. We the creator of this planet.
Come on now. That's why I'm trying to actively try to tell these people there's bigger fish to fry out here than you worrying about 3 men who started a movement that a lot of us follow and actively participate in. Y'all should be helping or moving out the way, not actively trying to sabotage it. Because guess what? White people gonna pat you on the back and then they gonna call cops on you because you're going to eventually say something they don't like. And if you don't believe me, go look at them YouTube TV conservatives. Every one of their crowds turned on them for something. Every single one. Candace Owens, y'all's Queen Bee, puts up a picture of her kid. They destroyed her. You don't do it again. He said one thing about Tariq. We went in on her. He don't say nothing about FBA no more. The Jamaican African, he don't say nothing no more. He know better. Brandon Tatum dare not say nothing about her. Torian Rain's gone in on him. I've gone in on him. They know better. They stay over there with their crowd because they crowd give them money to say what they want to say, what they can't say actively. So they go through some black faces to do it. But the second they say something they don't like, the N word will fly in their capital. And they're going to sit there with the stupid thing. A lot of these coons don't understand their time after 2022. They're done. White folk are back. White people number one. We ain't taking no more black friends. And they're gonna see it after November 8th. You know, what the hell do I know? I just do political research every day. What do I know?
Well, I really never voted for Biden because I didn't like the way he looked. He just looked like a slick ass. So I didn't
That
vote
man
for
didn't
him.
flip fifth to 70. I warned black people from 2019 that he was gonna pick. It was gonna be him and Kamala, and they didn't want. They thought I was crazy. I was like, okay.
I didn't like Kamala. I didn't like how, see, black people to me, it sometimes be too naive because we always looking for that friendship. I couldn't
I
stand
don't
it.
think it's naivety. I think they think that these politicians are gonna change because they're going through something.
Maybe so, but I didn't like how they came. They never been to Detroit, period. Not that I know of, no president, right? So they came to Detroit to the,
Obama allegedly went to Split and tried the water. Allegedly.
well, he didn't come to Detroit. She actually
No, he
came
went to
to
Flint.
Detroit. Detroit, right? I said that is lady is full of crap. She came to Detroit talking to the barber people at the barber shop. They didn't ask the right questions. I don't know, but she just
Yeah,
acting like she was gonna do so much.
that was a state. That was a state appearance for her. She can't go to a regular area with black folks.
Well, it
They're
looked
gonna have
like
to
it was
take
a
her
wreck.
out of it.
Well, anyway, and then they showed her dancing with some black kids. Like, get up out of here. So all that stuff was staged. It's like that is so fake. And that was just to get your vote. I didn't vote for them, but black people did, but I didn't. I just didn't like how they was playing us.
That's why. Listen, I don't mind you voting for them, but stand on your vote.
Yeah.
Y'all made MAGA sit there for 4 years, justify their vote on Trump. Now that Biden's in there, you voted for that man. Y'all were out there top that sliding in D.C. and all over the country when that man won and that chick won. Now they ain't doing what they supposed to do. The country's in worse shape than it was 2 years ago. Stand on your vote. Get outside and explain why you're standing by your vote.
And what he did, another thing I just observe people real well. He gonna come. They ain't been coming on no what's that radio show? Oh God. The show where damn, it just with the black guy and the black lady and the Puerto Rican guy. What's the name? The Breakfast Club, right? Biden coming on there talking big time stuff. I'm like, he is such a liar to myself.
I ain't.
I didn't
But
trust him.
listen, black folks, see, this is where I knew black folks were lost. When you heard Biden say, if you don't know if you for me or Trump, you ain't black, how did that
Right,
not click in
right.
your head that I got to watch this man?
Oh, I didn't fall for it. I don't know why other black people fell for that mess. I did not fall.
You know what it was? It wasn't even FBA. FBA was outraged. It was the black immigrants that thought that shit was funny because that was their cat. See, a lot of these immigrants they don't want to tell you they vote Democrat. If y'all want the truth, that's the force that's going against y'all. The Democrat voting immigrant.
So, from you said these immigrants, you think they will have so much hatred towards Foundation Black Americans, they will vote to put Biden back in?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they ain't gonna vote for Trump. I ain't glad to show.
Well, I know that. I just
There's about
they can do
20%.
stuff out of spite.
If you take all the Caribbean immigrants together, about 20% of them will vote for Trump.
Mm.
They'll vote for Biden because here's the thing. And a lot of people didn't bring this up. Like the news started bringing it up, and Sunday, but people don't bring this point up. A lot of the reason why these immigrants love the Queen so much is because she was women. If she was conservative, she would not be getting the love that she's getting right now. A lot of those Caribbean and African people, they never did research on what she did. They only saw her on TV. They saw the big outrage she had when Diana died, and they saw the case she was really hurt. Lost her daughter, he was really hurt. They didn't dig into the problem. They didn't understand how many wars by her hands she started or aided other countries to go start. And of course, you know how Caribbean people are. You try to tell them something against somebody they like, they don't want to hear. So you got to say to yourself at that point, either are your best to try to educate them, or you just say, you know what, stuck in your ways, you stay over there. Leave me alone. But I can't with the Caribbeans anymore. I can't do it. If y'all not gonna stand up, then I got to phone. I'm sorry. Anyway, hard life truth. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, bro? I did send out some invites uh, to some very specific people just to see if they would drop in and say what they got to say. Um,
No, them fools finally found out it's their time.
you know,
You know they gotta go to white man job tomorrow.
shit, I'll be right along with them working that damn job. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm being serious, but listen, I don't make that my life. You know, maybe they're tired out over the 9/11 jokes they were playing on.
I know, but I say this: we are living in a great time right now. Um, for everyone who is on code and has been on code or strives to be on code. We are living in an excellent time right now because we are watching black people uh, take hold of what belongs to them. And as it stands here in the United States of America, this is where it pops off, you know. And if you're here, be glad about it, revel in it. You understand what I'm saying? And to all the haters out there, like, you know, I've heard you speak. I've been in and out, you know what I'm saying, because I've been trying to tend to my children. But as far as this whole thing with the tethers, right? This attitude that you see from these non-foundational Black Americans and immigrants, just immigrants is crazy. You have folks that were born here that are still being born here that have this extreme sense of entitlement, right? And that wasn't had so much, at least not when I was growing up. Um, I've heard some of the examples you've given, and respectfully, with me, it was never a sense of we're better or we're this or we're that. It's like we were all black, and it was accepted. We just so happened to not be from this particular part of the world, but we were glad that we were born into it, you know. I think some of these folks that are coming in now are taking a lot of the work that's been put in for granted. When I grew up, the civil rights leaders were my leaders. That's just me. I ain't trying to be offensive to nobody. But when I grew up, the civil rights leaders in this country, the black civil rights leaders in this country, the black historical figures in this country, those are my ancestors. Those are my ancestors, period. And I think, because there was a sense of, how can I say, pride in that. Even though you wasn't necessarily from that lineage, there was a sense of pride in the fact that you're here now and you're able to do something with yourself because of the work that they put in. And I think that that's largely being forgotten by a lot of the folks that are here now, God forbid, being born here with that mentality. But even more so, the folks that are coming over here now, legally and illegally, and have a flippant attitude to the plight of black people here. And a lot of the things that are being said, folks are mad because they're being called out on it. 2-3 years ago, they didn't have to deal with that. 2-3 years ago, you didn't have to deal with somebody telling you that, you can go home anytime you want. And while that might not be true for everybody, right? For a lot of these folks that are coming over here now, that is an option. And they've never had to be called out on it because they always had this sense of entitlement that they could lean back on blackness. And you've literally taken that for granted. And you know what? You can get upset, but the proof is in the pudding when you look at these corporations, the media, their advertisements, the politics, the policies, and the faces that they put to spearhead all of these things, the black faces that they put up there to smile in your face. A lot of those folks aren't actual black Americans, but they have that complexion and they will gladly fill that role, even if they know it's propaganda that goes against their own people. So people can be mad. I'm happy that I'm witnessing this. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys.
I hear you.
Oh, I want to say something. It's like I don't understand. I don't understand why so many people against Tariq. That's sort of stupid to me because it's like if you don't like him, so what? Don't listen to him. There ain't nobody forcing you to listen to the man. But that don't mean you have to have so much hatred you want to take him down. I think that's a mental problem that you want to take something that drastic to take a person down because something he said that you don't like. I don't understand that. People I don't like, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna deal with them. I don't like what they say, so I'm not gonna deal with them. I don't have to listen to them. And that part I don't understand. It's so even some of our own people, Foundation Black America, feel the same way, which is crazy. It's like people afraid for a black man to be able to speak intelligently and not afraid to go against white supremacists. And it's like it bothers people's soul that he's doing that because they don't want us.
Not it.
What you say?
That's not it.
Well, okay, that's how I see it. Maybe you have another point of view.
He stepped on her, killed him.
What you say?
He stepped on her, killed him.
I just feel as though it's just it gotta be some type of I don't know, something is wrong because I would never ever take time out to destroy another person.
See, he's forcing responsibility. That's the thing, though. He is, Tariq Nasheed is forcing responsibility, and he's forcing the hands of a lot of these non-foundationals to have to seriously take a look at themselves and where they stand in this whole thing. Because up until now, for a lot of folks, it's been cool to dabble in their blackness and go around and say some off-code, stuff, whether it be LGBTQ or whatever other kind of rights that they want to push that white society finds acceptable. Tariq is actually just putting that shit back in your faces, you know, to the non-foundationals, and they're finding themselves that they truly are tethers at the end of the day, and that sucks. For if
It
you're a
does, because
tether,
listen,
if you're a tether, that sucks.
thing is, our generation has more access to history than our parents did, and you're not using it. Because if you had spent at least a day just researching things, you would realize a lot of the shit that you were taught is not true, or it was skewed some way. You can easily look up for 2 hours what reparations is and understand what it means for you and your family. Not sit up there looking up Tariq's arrest record or if he committed murders or something or when he changed his fucking name. Who cares? Jason Black name ain't Jason Black. I'm pretty sure it's not. But why are you actively trying to find this man's mugshot? What is that gonna do? Is that supposed to stop the 10 plus years of work he's done? Because pretty much I watched that man and nobody's come back or he's ever read an email saying, hey, you steered me wrong or you were wrong on this.
So,
Haven't seen it yet. So he must be doing something right. Y'all there's people out there actively right now trying to figure out what Professor Black Truth looks like. This is what
I
you
mean,
guys
people
are
just
doing online instead of teaching your people how to maneuver out here in the dying days of white supremacy. Because once that shit goes away, you're gonna be on your own. You ain't gonna have nobody to blame after that. How you gonna move in this world? Oh no, I get it. You're gonna still talk about Tariq because that's all you got going for you. I'll start naming names if you want. We got
so
people coming from LA almost getting clapped down here in Georgia, messing with the wrong people.
so when you told the Caribbean people
Mm-hmm.
um get money from the Britain, right? Get their
Oh, I ain't
reparations.
talking about just the Brits. I'm talking about the Brits, the Chinese. I'm talking about the French, the Spaniards, the Arabs, the Jews. I'm talking
Oh,
about all of them. I want all that.
okay, when you had told them about get money, what did they say to you? Because they're so focused on trying to not
Like I
us to
said,
get.
Jamaica came out with that reparations agenda that they said they were going to give it to the Queen. Okay, good. Now you can give it to the King. I saw Barbados say they don't even want it. So I made a joke and I said Jamaica need to go when y'all go up there, tell them give us Barbados shares if they don't want it. Bahamas just named King Charles their king, so they're out of the race. They coons, so they can go stay over there, figure out if he's gonna help them with them Haitians. I don't know what Grenada's doing right now. The U.S. Virgin Islands don't care. Trinidad, they're like I don't know. They got their own thing down there with the blacks and the East, the South Asians. So I don't know where they at.
So
So
who said they don't want it?
Barbados, they said they don't want the reparation
Why?
because they're still a British Commonwealth and they figure they're gonna get. So I guess Rihanna ain't get to them yet.
Mm.
Rihanna ain't say she want reparations, so they ain't gonna move. All right, say less. You can go do what you want. Give me your share. We take that. We'll take that. We'll take that extra 100 billion or whatever. We'll take it.
Mm.
Because I mean, goddamn, they they use your country as a port stop. But y'all don't want reparations. Got it.
Wow.
And we know Haiti's still upset because the African Union told them we can't have you in there because you're not part of the continent. But they not asking for reparations because they're giving reparations to France.
Mm.
But
Wow.
yeah, but the reason he's because he's he had a song called Rock Your Ass, and he was on TV, and then y'all think he just went pro black for a scam. That's the problem. That's the problem. Not the drug dealers and y'all supposed to live around. Your your kids emulating the rappers that you hate. Because now I have Jamaican artists telling artists down there, stop hating Black American rappers. But I thought y'all had no culture. Y'all told me they didn't have culture. So what do you emulate? Y'all weren't doing all that nasty stuff that these Black American rappers were doing until the Black American rappers did it. But I thought they had no culture. I just ripped up Busta Rhymes a couple weeks ago. I'm still getting comments on that. But I thought they had no culture. What are you emulating? They think Caribbean people and African people think about the wrong thing. And that's why they get taken over. Because they keep their eyes off the wrong thing. You saw the Chinese coming, didn't move. Jamaica, you saw the Mexicans coming, you didn't adjust. You came over here and you brought the bullshit over here. Now you're getting checked and you can't handle it because up here, now that you said what you said, people ain't gonna deal with you. Now you can't go back to the island because they have a word down there for you. They call you a fleer down there. I'm sorry, I just told a secret on Jamaica that I wasn't supposed to. They don't respect you when you move up and make yourself a success.
Hey, hold on, K Gravity. Do you mean that you get called a fleer by
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans?
They say y'all run a foreign. Sorry, Jamaica, I told one of your secrets. I'm sorry. Trust and
So
believe. Ask
they
people
know
that lived
better.
through the 80s. Ask people that lived through the 80s when they used to see people with boats and scamming down on the island, get a plane ticket to go to Miami. And you trying to run away from the law down there. And you back right back there in 5 years because you got caught with some weed and they deported your ass right back. They call you deportee. Sorry, Jamaica, I told another secret on you. Go watch Stoppers if you think I'm lying. Because workless deportee block. At least the females can hide out for a few years before they get caught. But okay, Tariq Nasheed is the problem. You're right. He's the problem. He's going to stop you from putting skyscrapers in Kingston. That's Tariq Nasheed. Yeah. Queen dies. Nobody goes to the prime minister and say, listen, we got this legislation we've been hanging on since March. And you take your black ass up there when you have to go be summoned to go pay your respects to the Queen, give that to King Charles III. Can you go do that? I tell a lie. You ain't gonna do that. You're going to have a hard time getting a visa because even though you're a British Commonwealth, you still need a visa to go to that country. Whereas Trudeau can just jump on a plane and go over there. Biden can just jump on a plane and go over there. You have to go through paperwork, sir. But you're building a $2 million house in Jamaica. You just had a 3-day killing spree down there. Now you're installing cameras all of a sudden. And by the way, shot spotter technology is going to be in Jamaica now. So white man gonna make more money off Jamaica, not you guys. Got it. That's what y'all were. But Tariq Nasheed is the problem. Got it. And if you're Jamaican, you pass by and hear this, come at me. Tell me where I'm wrong. That's why the rest of the diaspora are laughing because we should be number 2 behind FBA. because the rosters at least represent the on-code black ones, even though they be doing the most sometimes. At least they have the same rights with the government that black Americans do. And they're not being active. They're not teaching the youth. They're teaching the youth how to be silent, not to use their voice. The music that Jamaicans created, that was supposed to be for them to air out their grievances. Now all of a sudden, all it's about is trap, dancehall, and all this shit. No, but again, Tariq Nasheed is the reason why dancehall. He's the reason why Jamaica can't get off its own right now.
I think they got you in the Matrix heavy, man.
Oh no, because I'm talking real shit. No, that's why. It's okay. I had it played back, so if it sounds bad on the playback, hey, the YouTube channel and figure it out. I don't fucking know. These are the same people who don't put flags in their bios anymore. Let me guess, Tariq Nasheed was the one that told y'all not to do that. Now y'all running behind the coons because you got a gallery now. Got it. Okay. It's gonna come a day when y'all gonna be late to the party and things are not going to be what you think it's gonna be. They're not gonna help you. Black Americans are gonna be building legacies. They ain't gonna have time to be messing with y'all. I mean, like you had ample opportunity to get on code. You didn't want to get on code. You wanted to beef. Okay, beef among yourselves. Stew your beef.
They wanted to get with white folks.
Yeah, and guess what? White folk are telling you exactly what they think of you. You're cool, but you're not that cool. We're cool enough. Hey, Jamaicans, ask white folk how they feel about Jamaicans with that dude that went hunting with all them white boys. Where is he? Hmm? Where is he? I'm not making ill of the dead. Where is that man? They still haven't found his body. Or the black woman who went to that sleepover with all them white women. Still haven't found her body. Her family has no closure. I did a story a month ago. African woman with her white husband up in New Hampshire. Both dead. They still don't know who did it. That's how much they love you. Like I said before, Olam Sally gets killed by the white girl. The white girl gets to be out free for 3 months, even though she had the blood on her. Patrick Loyola got shot in the head. And look how long it took them to indict that cop. Botham John, anyone? Amber Guy almost got out. But y'all sitting up there making jokes about George Floyd. Got it. I almost want to see that crime bill come because y'all gonna get treated like an FBA. You're gonna pull out your flag, try to think you gonna live, and they're like, that's great. They're gonna shoot through your flag. Ask Sean Bell's widow or his fiance. Ask her how she feels. Almost 17 years later. That's behind a kid. Ask her how she feels about not having a father around. black ass in slavery. But you know what? You probably sit there and enjoy it because somebody gave you some attention finally. But anybody want to say something before I end this page? This medicine's starting to kick in. I'm not trying to go through that insomnia I went through
Oh
last night.
yeah, on the real, kid, gravity. Heal yourself up, man. Heal yourself up. I meant to tell you that when you first
Bro,
came on.
they put me right back on the plantation today. I can't. I'll be off on Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll rest then until my show. But yeah, I just had to get this off my chest because that shit, trying to go through football stuff and try to find content for the week so I can do the live stream. Just seeing everybody talking about that 6 hours spaced 3 times that weekend, it just annoyed me. And then I've seen people
Word.
in there that talk about, oh, I'm a Pan Africanist, so I got my flag in my bio, and y'all ain't supposed to have no American flag in your bio. And Tariq Nasheed is he running a cult and all this bullshit. I just had it just made me mad, and I'm like, what? There's other problems we gotta face out here. Knock this shit off. They can kill you tomorrow and get away with it. And guess what? Nobody gonna put up no thing for you talking about, hey man, that was a good person right there. I'm like, oh no, it's one. You know what? Karma came and found your ass. That's what they. Let's record it so his name is in there. I'm sure they'll find it. I'm listening. I said it again. Y'all keep scoring bitches. Cut it out. Wake up. That's it. Anybody else ain't got nothing to say? I'm out. Okay, I'm out. All right, y'all. Be one.